It's back. The green is running.
Bobby, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fins Talk today on the Fins Talk Sports Network. I'm your host, Bobby Finstock. That's the other host, Fish Tank, Hank, the one and only. How you doing, Fish Tank?
I am excited.
Yes,
Today is the day before my predicted fall of the Super Bowl champs. So I'm pretty excited, and we get a lot of players back. I'm kind of juiced up. How about you?
Oh, I'm very excited. It's like that. It's a nervous excited. It's like it's a big game tomorrow. It's, obviously the Eagles was a big game, Buffalo was a big game, but this was the game where it's like, this is the measuring stick. This is the game. Like, and we both said it. Losing to Philly, losing to Buffalo was not going to make Miami pretenders or contenders or anything of that nature. But this is the true measuring stick game. This is the Super Bowl champions, the reigning defending Super Bowl champions. We talked a lot about it before the season. We did our preseason prediction show with Big E, and we talked about these games. And we, this game here before the season, and you preferenced that, I believe, on Bandwagon, was that you did predict that day. You're like, Miami, I see winning this football game. You had this as a prediction, as a win before the start of the season. You did call the Eagles. You and I both called the Eagles. I had us 6-3 before the bye. You had us 6-1. You had us beating Buffalo. You had us beating Kansas City. You had us losing to the Eagles. So we are right there. However, there might be a change. You know how it was. I did the thing with the Buffalo, and my Buffalo bit me in the ass because I was like, I picked Buffalo to win that game, but then before the game, I was like, I got Miami winning this game. And then, of course, Miami dropped this. I'm like, oh, but today I am confident. I am excited about tomorrow. Man, it's a good time to be a Dolphins fan, Fish Tank. It's a good time to be a Dolphins fan.
Yes, it is. I've been going out a lot for my birthday.
Tell me about your birthday. You're 40 years old now. You're past the.
Well, I'm close to 60, and my wife took me to a swingers club, a swingers place.
Whoa!
And we went to chill out and listen to some 80s music. But it's the first time I've ever been to one of these places. But you go there and you got like this courtyard in the middle and all the rooms around the courtyard. And there's a bar in the middle. Well, all these rooms have like lights around the windows, and it's lit up almost like a TV screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On all of these hotel rooms. And the bed is right there for full view, so you could go watch others have sex, I guess is what it was. And it's a swingers club. So so I was like, what is going on, honey? What'd you bring me to, So they didn't have any live music. They didn't have any of the music going that we went there for. So immediately thereafter, we left. We didn't.
Oh my! So talk about a happy birthday, and of course now I see the name Hammer Time. Well, that's great. Fits right in there. What's up, Hammer Time? Aladino, Finn Stanza, Steve Malloy in the house. If you just tuned in, he's just telling about what happened on his birthday. We're talking Dolphins, folks.
Well, that was the day before my birthday.
Oh, okay. Okay, damn. All right.
I'm not even gonna tell you what I did on my birthday. So, but I had a great birthday. How's that?
There you go. Great. Perfect. All right, let's get into some Fins talk here. And before we get it, yeah, fix that up, Fish Tank. Before we get into the game itself, I do want to touch on this because you and I talked about it before the deadline about moves that Miami should make and how to improve this football team. I do think it's very clever, and I loved a lot of people were putting on Twitter after the trade deadline, hey, Miami Dolphins trade for Jalen Ramsey. He's going to play against Kansas City, big boost for the defense. Thought it was very clever. But Miami, we both said Miami should make moves, but they didn't end up doing that. I wasn't upset about it. It is what it is. But for you, are you comfortable going forward with the roster as is on this very important stretch? Or would you have liked to have Miami to have made a deal to help the team, maybe on defense or the offensive line?
It's always nice if they can find somebody out there that they like and make a good deal for it. But if they can, I'm all right with that too. I'm not a GM, and I'm a fan. And being a fan, I set my expectations to realistic with personnel. And personnel is just this simple. Whoever they put on the team is who I have to either like or dislike. And 99% of the time, I like who they put on the team. Not always. I mean, we get players that suck down the road that we think are good in the beginning. I mean, those things happen, But sometimes they'll put people on the team where you go, Lemon? Why is Lemon on the team? Something like that. You wonder, a couple head scratchers here and there. Yeah, you get those. I get it. But for the most part, they do a great job, and I just like to sit back and enjoy the games and be more of a fan rather than a GM when it comes to that.
Absolutely. Let me see. We got Rob of DolphinsThirsty.com. Again, if you guys are thirsty for Dolphins content as much as we are, go to DolphinsThirsty.com and also check out his Dolphins Thirsty YouTube page. Tonight will be, and Rob could correct me, I believe Rob and Steve will be on Dolphins Thirsty YouTube doing their pregame show tonight because they are not going to do it this tomorrow morning. Evan and I will be up early, bright and early, sun coming up, doing pregame before the show, before the game. So we will be ready to go. 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So Dolphins Thirsty, there you go. Pregame show. Anyway, bam. So let's start talking about the game here, and let's touch on the injury report. We do know that a lot of players are coming back. It's a lot to be excited about. If you're listening to Finstanza and Fish Tank last Thursday night, Dolphin fans, you know how excited they are and how confident all Dolphin fans should be with the roster that's coming back and how Miami could play tomorrow. We got Terron Armstead is projected to come back, Connor Williams, Xavier Howard since he's playing, Javon Holland, Raheem Mostert, Robert Hunt is not playing. Talk about, our offensive line was about to be completely healthy, and Robert Hunt is out, which really sucks. Brandon Jones is out. Raheem Mostert, questionable. Durham Smythe, questionable. So, Fish Tank, which would be, with the guys that are coming back, first off, who are you most excited to see come back out of the guys who are back? Well, Ramsey came back last week. Let's stick with the three there. Let's go with Xavier Howard, Armstead, or Connor Williams.
Armstead.
Definitely. Okay. Definitely. Love it. Well, look, Kendall Lamb's been great, right? Yeah. I mean, he's done a good job. I mean, no hate there. For me, Fish Tank, I'd say Connor Williams. I've missed Connor Williams.
Have you?
I have, dude. I got to tell you, man, I think it was a bigger loss than Armstead. When Kendall Lamb, you don't really know. You notice because he's all pro guy's not there, but Kendall Lamb did a good job. But Eichenberg for Connor Williams? I mean, Eichenberg, I don't want to rag on the guy too bad, but, oh, dude, go to the AFL or something. I mean, I don't know, dude. I missed Connor Williams. I'm happy for Connor to be back. Xavier Howard, obviously, with Jalen Ramsey is going to be awesome. I think they can make some noise against Pat Mahomes. But so Armstead for you is you're most excited about seeing come back. who would be a bigger loss for Miami in this matchup if obviously Robert Hunt, Brandon Jones aren't playing, but if Raheem, Durham Smythe, out of those four guys, Fish Tank, if you saw that one of their names out tomorrow, which one are you going, oh, dude, that's going to suck?
Raheem.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Definitely.
Touch on that, boss.
Well, I think he adds a lot to that backfield. You know, there's a lot to say about him, and I just think he's the grease in between the gears that are moving out there. Without him, you can't do the different motions and things like that. You know, I think I just like the way he plays. I don't know how else to say it. I like him in there. He helps the team. He's always good on, especially when others are tired and they come off the field and he goes in. And we're missing A-Chan still, right?
That's right. A-Chan is out. Yep.
Yeah, we're still missing A-Chan. And
Chris Brooks is out.
Chris Brooks is out. So, you know, you need somebody in there. So
hey,
I'm just saying, like having him in. I think he's an important part of the backfield, and he makes a difference.
Listen, I believe you're right on the money. Evan agrees. Raheem. First up, DG Live. George back in the house. What's up, George? Great to see you, brother. It's been a little bit. Glad to see you're in here.
DG Live. Fins up.
Tammy from Miami. My madre is in the house. Good to see her pop in there. Yes, Evan has not bought the jersey yet, but he will. He told a lot of people, we all know he needs to buy that Jason Sanders jersey. And if
what's up with that?
I want to see it on Bandwagon. I want to see it pop up on Bandwagon.
When are you getting it?
So listen, Raheem, absolutely. Raheem would be obviously it's going to suck not to have Robert Hunt, but Raheem, especially with Devon Achane not there, that's huge. If Raheem can't go, you're trusting Savon Ahmed to be your lead back with Jeff Wilson, and that's going to be very nerve-wracking for a team that should rely on the balanced attack on offense with the running game and passing game. So I absolutely agree with you, Fish Tank. Hey, Sturm Smythe goes out. Yeah, that's a loss, but that would give us an opportunity to see a Julian Hill, see what he could do with the opportunity that could happen against, having to Miami possibly having to have a shootout maybe with Kansas City. That might give him an opportunity to show out and maybe show why Miami cut the guy they drafted and kept the guy they undrafted signed. You know what I mean? So that's going to be an interesting. I'm interested to see Julian Hill tomorrow. Measuring stick games. We've touched on this throughout the season, and the two so far have been Buffalo and Philly. This, and Miami has not measured up to those teams. No. They lost, they lost to Big Brother Buffalo, and they lost to Philly on Monday night, Fish Tank, or Sunday night, excuse me. Now they go against the AFC Big Brother, the Super Bowl champions, the AFC champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. And, I'm feeling confident tomorrow for tomorrow's games, but I'm not you, Fish Tank. I really enjoyed listening to you on Thursday night. I think you were pretty, with your takes and, got me more excited. The more I listened to our colleague, our brother, Evan, I got a little more nervous as he kept talking. And I'm going, oh, dude, these are the Super Bowl champions. Like, yes, you could be confident, but let's not push it here. Okay. The top four offense, top four defense.
Let's put confidence versus matchup. All right.
Okay.
Let's do confidence versus matchup. All right.
Go for it.
Are you confident that our defense will match up against their offense?
No.
You don't think with all those players coming back that we'll be able to hold Kansas City to 21 or under?
Did they do that to Buffalo or Philly?
I didn't say they did. I'm not talking about those games.
But I'm going to this season. This is my thing. The Dolphins have struggled, and this is what I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Okay, all right. I love what you're saying, and I understand it. All right. Yes, Ramsey's there, Xavier Howard, very nice. But Miami has struggled against top 10 teams that are in top 10 offense and defense.
Yes.
All right. They didn't school. They and you got to look at those games. And Miami, as much as Evan wants to say that Miami out is a superior talent to Kansas City is a top 4 offense and a top 4 defense. Their defense could be better than their offense this year, stronger than their offense.
It goes by who they played too. Just
here
like
comes
us.
Mr. Realistic. I'm just saying. Oh man.
I still believe that our defense is better than their offense, and let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because I know you don't think so, and let me tell you why. Because I want to convince you with the Miami Dolphins. Who all did we get back? You have Holland, who we didn't have. He was out for a little bit too, wasn't he?
Last week.
Yeah.
He was there for Philly and Buffalo.
You got Holland, Howard. Who else did we get back? Ramsey. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's mostly our secondary.
Our secondary, yeah.
So, of course, teams have been able to score with a secondary that's beat up like that. I just really think that Miami's defense is much better. I think that our defenders, especially the cornerbacks, are better than their wide receivers, hands down. Their wide receivers are not that good, and I think we can cover them up. And once you're able to cover them up, then you can pressure a little more too with the defense on the edge. So I don't know. I think our defense is better than
all I'm saying is, again, we know we're leading on the predictions. All I'm saying is that I believe in confidence, and then there's overconfidence. And
yes.
I'm
not going overconfident.
I'm not saying you are. Again, you've been like this, and I see your point, and I hear it. And first off, credit to you. Before the season, you were very high on this defense, but throughout the season, you've been calling them out, saying they're not showing up. They're not the defense I thought they were. Even with the injuries, they should have been better than what they were. Because Vic Fangio, bring the best next man up, but they haven't done that. So
but this is the game that is put up or shut up.
Hi, Gabby.
To be honest with you, this is the put up or shut up game because Miami needs to win this.
Absolutely.
Not Miami should win this. I hope Miami wins this. Miami needs to win this. And if I know how important this game, those players and that staff know how important this game is. This is the game that we cannot get beat on due to personnel staffing or something stupid like that, And we're going to be back basically at full force with the exception of Robert Hunt, right? And a couple of the running backs. A couple of the running backs are out too. But other than that, we're pretty much full steam ahead is what I'm trying to say. And this team still, even from last year, has yet to play a complete game. We put a 70 burger on somebody, but they didn't play a complete game, in my opinion. However,
against the Broncos, yeah.
Yeah. However, if we play a complete game, I think we match up well against the Kansas City Chiefs. I really do. I think Tua is too quick on his release to worry about their defense like most other teams that get rushed by their defense. Their quarterbacks panic. We have a quarterback that's chill as all get out. He sees it in 2.2 seconds on average. He sees it and releases it. 2.2. There aren't too many rushers that can get there in 2.2 unless they're just straight running from the bat from 5 yards out and they hit the hike at the right time and there's nobody blocking them. Okay, then they'll make it in 2.2. But other than that, they're not going to make it in 2.2. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that match up nice. And our receivers against their defensive backs, come on. Their defensive backs can't cover that. There's no way. And you put Hill out there with Claypool. Now,
Yeah.
Claypool's had a couple games now.
Mhm.
With Claypool, that's our number 3 wide receiver. That's a number 1 wide receiver on most teams. I'm telling you, I think that we're actually ready for this game. And that's why I actually think the team is ready as a complete unit to go take on the Kansas City Chiefs. I haven't seen us more complete than this in a while, and neither have you. And I really think Kansas City has their hands full.
So let me just say very quick, because I touched on Evan for bandwagon with the overconfidence, which got me nervous because we talked beforehand, and I told him I'm confident I think I'm confident we can win this game, et cetera, et cetera. When it was on bandwagon, I was like, whoa! But the 2 points that I think he's absolutely correct on, and the reason why I think Miami I'm confident Miami's going to win this game. First off, Miami got there earlier than the Kansas City Chiefs. They have the advantage. They've adjusted to the time change. They've had more time to practice and relax. Tyreek Hill, like Evan just wrote in here, he has something to prove tomorrow. Tyreek Hill has a chip on his shoulder. He's going to want to outperform. He's going to want to win. And if you think he's only going to be for himself, no, he's going to be on Tua to play a good game. He's going to be on our defense to play a clean game.
Don't forget, he'll be chirping about all the plays, too, because he knows all their plays.
Sure. Well, they've adjusted since he's been gone, but absolutely. Well, Evan says, is Tristan watching Crown Jewel? Yes. Is L.A. Knight going to win? Safe Bet says no, but I have a feeling. Fish Tank's like, what the hell are you guys talking about? That's wrestling, Fish Tank.
Wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
They're talking about wrestling.
About wrestling. I used to watch that when I was a little kid.
Yeah, so did we. We're old and we're still watching that stuff. We're older and still watching it. New Attitude. Hey everyone, welcome New Attitude. Thank you for tuning in. Everyone who's tuning in, thank you so much. You're watching Fins Talk today on the Fins Talk Sports Network. Smash a like and subscribe button if you're brand new to the channel. We appreciate you all. Alexandra M. Mahoney. Is that Alexandra Melendez? I think so, maybe. If it is, awesome to see you. Might be the sister. But Fish Tank. Well, let's, again, another thing to be like, we're talking about how we measure up, and Miami has to measure up in this game. And like you said, they have to win tomorrow, right? This is the game that you need to show up. But something that concerns me is Miami in those games that we discussed, Fish Tank, Philly and Buffalo, they got bullied in the trenches, which is very important. Offensive line, defensive line. Of course, Armstead wasn't there, but Connor Williams was, and he was out for the Philly game. They're going to play Chris Jones. But again, Kansas City's defense, top 4 in the NFL right now, very strong. Miami's offensive line, I know Robert Hunt is out tomorrow, but with Armstead back, with Connor Williams back, Austin Jackson still there. I don't know if Isaiah Wynn is playing tomorrow. Evan, if you could let me know, or Rob, who's ever in the comments. But anyway, we got the triple. You got Armstead, Connor, and Jackson tomorrow. Those guys are going to have, and whoever's filling in at right and left guard, they have to play their best games against this defensive line. Like you said, our wide receivers, obviously, or especially Tyreek Hill, outmatches Wynn is out. Okay, so is it Lester Cotton? Is Eichenberg playing left guard? Wynn is on IR. Thank you, guys. That's scary. That's scary there, because you lost your right guard and Hunt, and you don't have Isaiah Wynn there. So Eichenberg and whoever's going to start at right guard, Cotton, there you go, Jones at left guard and right guard. Those guys have to really step up, and Cotton's been not great. So it's going to be, with Chris Jones and that defensive line, you're right. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle should do well against their secondary, but their defense in general has been very strong. So Miami has to play a clean game. So we touched on how important this game is for Miami. We talked about this during the Philly game. I'm going to ask you again, okay? If Miami somehow, some way finds a way to lose this football game, Fish Tank, does that make them a pretender, or are you still, you're not ready to call them that? If they lose tomorrow,
they have 6 wins. I can't call them a pretender until they're like, if they were like 500. If they were 500, then they're a pretender.
Gotcha. And then let me ask you this: you're confident in a win tomorrow? Fairly confident. What would you rate from 1 to 10 your confidence level then Miami could pull off this win.
I'm at an 8.
And an 8.
I'm
Gotcha.
at an 8 because like I said, I think this is going to be the complete game I've been looking for, Bobby.
They would have to play it. They would have to
play it. I'm not taking nothing away from Kansas City. Trust me. I'm not giving
Absolutely
Miami
not. I know
the golden scepter of saviors either. So you know, got to be realistic. We got to be realistic with this, and to be realistic, I just think Miami has the edge in this one. I really do. I just like their players better. When I match them up, yeah, Kansas City supposedly has this great defense. Yeah, they've been rushing everybody. They've been getting to the quarterback a lot. So is that going to happen with Miami? I don't think so. For whatever reason, I just don't think so. I just have a feeling.
Well, if Miami pulls this off
I think
tomorrow,
Tua's going to be doing a lot of rolling out to his left to Armstead's side and throwing the ball. I think that's how they're going to try to avoid Jones and all that. They're going to let him flood in off the right side and then take care of it by throwing it off to the left. That's just what I think that they're going to do a lot of.
Gotcha.
You know, to offset Jones, because Jones is a beast. Jones is definitely a beast. And
my goodness,
to be contended with.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to throw this here now, Fish Tank. I said it a couple weeks ago in regards of trade deadline, but I'm saying this now because he's on a 1 year. He's a free agent after this season. That's the golden goose. If I'm Miami, if I'm the Dolphins, and I can't bring back Christian Wilkins, that's your guy. You want to make a splash? Go get Chris Jones for your defense. Jalen Ramsey back there with Chris Jones in your front.
Definitely.
You know, but one thing I want to talk about with our defense, Fish Tank, you know, Miami, we touched about how, you know, disappointed in how they've been playing, etc. You know, that to our expectations, because they've had their bright spots this season. They're in the 20s, mid-20s. Since they've been starting to trend up, though, which is good. And it'd be great for them to trend a little higher after this game. From 23 to 20, now they're up to 15. So they're starting to move on up, Fish Tank. Maybe not far from them top 10, hopefully before the final season, before the end of the season, so we could go, hey, we were not far, we were right there. So Miami, obviously the number one offense in football. You know, obviously we're missing Achin. I think if Achin was here, oh my goodness, there'd be no doubt.
We'd be off the Achin.
Oh my goodness. Off the chain for Achin, as Rob would say. But the number one offense versus the number 4 defense, the Dolphins' 15th defense goes against the number 4 offense for Kansas City. Again, we talked about Super Bowl preview with Philly. Hopefully it would be the reverse and Miami would win that game if that goes down. But this is definitely an AFC playoff division or AFC championship preview for tomorrow. It's very exciting. Obviously last week, the Broncos beat the Chiefs. I predicted that on our pregame show. They beat the Chiefs 24-9. Now I will say, I know, you see, Miami can beat them. Every team, Miami as well, they could drop one to a team they're not supposed to drop it to. It happens. So that's why Miami still has to bring their A game. Do not go over there thinking, oh, since Denver we can't. No. Do play, like Hank says, a complete football game. Tua on the season, Fish Tank, he has 2,416 yards, 18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
After 8 games.
After 8 games. His counterpart, Pat Mahomes, many would consider probably the best quarterback in the NFL overall. He has 2,257 yards, 15 touchdowns, 8 picks. Raheem Mostert, 520 yards with 97 carries, 10 touchdowns, which is unbelievable. His Pacheco, who I like a lot, 459 yards. That's the running back for the Chiefs, Fish Tank, 3 touchdowns. Tyreek, this is what's crazy, and this even goes for our team. Tyreek, 8 games in, 1,014 yards on 61 receptions, 8 touchdowns. The Chiefs' number 1 receiver, obviously, is Mr. Travis Kelce, 54 receptions, 583 yards, 4 touchdowns. Just wanted to touch on that. So, Fish Tank, as we move along here, sir, Miami Dolphins, we're leaning towards a win here, but what are those 3 keys to secure a Miami Dolphins victory tomorrow morning?
First, Miami Dolphins offensive line has to hold. They have to hold and give Tua enough time. We have to see some movement in the trenches for Miami and the
100%.
ability to confuse that defensive line. That has to happen first. So I'd say offensive line has to hold. Key number 2, our wide receivers and Tua have to be on timing. They have to be on against this team. They have to be ready for quick dumps and lots of yak, because this defense is no joke. They're going to come after them. So quarterback to wide receiver timing has to be impeccable. Lastly, our defense cannot let Patrick Mahomes just run around wherever he wants to. They have got to get after this quarterback. Enough of the playing around. You've had all season on this defense. You now have your DBs who can cover the wide receivers. Get ready to make a push. And I'm talking a big push. You know?
Love it.
I see it coming. And I actually think that Miami's just I'm hoping this is that game I've been waiting for.
It would be great to see against this team. Fish Tank, if they play a complete game, but most importantly, if they win this football game tomorrow, it's only up from here.
Yeah.
It's only up. And Miami's been having a great season, so it's not like, oh my goodness, they're 6-2. If they go into the bye at 7-2 after beating the Kansas City Chiefs, the Super Bowl champions, it's only up from here. My keys to the game: control the clock and convert on third downs. The Dolphins offense needs to help and do its part in helping their defense by keeping Kansas City's offense off the field. Control the clock, kill the clock. The number one offense Miami struggles to convert on third downs, converting only 35 out of 84 attempts. They got to do a lot better tomorrow. Convert on those third downs. Force takeaways and disrupt the Mahomes-Kelsey connection. The defense has to show up and be the defense we all expect it to be, especially with everybody coming back. Most everybody coming back. Holland, Howard, Ramsey, all playing. Force those takeaways. Win the turnover battle. Despite not having Tyreek Hill, the Chiefs are still a top 5 offense. They're top 4. The Dolphins need to disrupt, or best yet, eliminate Mahomes and Kelsey connection. The Mahomes and Kelsey connection. That's easier said than done, of course. And then the number 3 key, Fish Tank: protect the quarterback, protect QB1. Tua has to play a clean and smart game. Taron Armstead, Connor Williams are back, which is great news for Miami. Robert Hunt is out. Isaiah Wynn obviously on IR. As much love as the Chiefs offense gets, the Kansas City defense is just as good, possibly better. That's 4th in the NFL as well. Miami, the Dolphins against the Philadelphia and the Buffalo game, Miami's off trenches were bullied. They could be lined to happen again if Chris Jones on the other side, if they don't come out and be aggressive. So, and Tua could be in trouble. So Dolphins offensive line has to protect Tua at all costs, and Tua needs to play a smart, clean game. No mental errors. Don't try to force the ball in any little spots you're not supposed to with 3 guys there. Don't cause any unnecessary turnovers. You got to win the turnover battle tomorrow. And again, talking about that Philly game or those 4 games now against top 10 defenses, Miami's offense has averaged 21.25 points per game against top 10 defenses. They have to score more than that, Fish Tank. Any comments, sir?
Yeah, you get to pick first this week.
Didn't I pick last week first?
No.
No. Oh man. All right, that's okay. I will do it. I ain't worried about that.
Look,
I scared. I see ghosts. Yeah. But I call. What was the name I said when you were asking about that? You got Cheetah Hill, and I said, Waddle, full throttle. Oh, what did I say?
Ronald McDonald.
No, I did not say Waddle McDonald. I said full Waddle, full throttle, or something like that. I said to you. I think that would have been good though. But anyway, tomorrow I think it's going to be I think Miami. I don't know about a complete game in regards of perfect, but I think it's going to be a nail biter. I think it's going to be close. I think Kansas City's going to score 27 points. I think Miami's going to score 1 point above that. It's going to be 28-27 Miami.
Whoa! You
Dolphins
think
win.
it's going to be a nail biter, huh? Well,
Yes.
I think it's going to be 31-27.
Ooh, you're right there.
Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, you're right there. All right. I like that.
Yeah, we're pretty close on this one.
Yeah.
I had to tabulate again in my head the Dolphins, and I was going to say 28, but you said 28, and I can't do that.
Oh, come on.
So I gave them an extra field goal.
you can't just agree with me. You're like, no, screw that. I'm not going to go with Bobby. Screw.
Nope. I'll take the extra 3 points.
There you go. Hey, you know what? Yeah, there will be things if Miami wins tomorrow and they don't play, we could touch on those. But as long as Miami wins, that's what's important. Go into the bye at 7-2. Tammy from Miami, 21-20. Talk about close.
Ooh.
Talk about close.
33-23.
Aladino. All right. There you go. Come on, guys. Let's drop those predictions if you can. I know maybe Rob and Steve might not do that because they got pregame tonight. They might drop that tonight. So that's cool. But Ray, DG, George, if you guys could, that'd be awesome to know. Man, I'm so excited about tomorrow's game. I'm more excited than I have been for most of these.
Where's Hammer Time at?
Yeah, we gotta wait on Hammer Time. I know Evan will wait till tomorrow. Evan didn't give his prediction on bandwagon, right? Fishing. I know he says Dolphins are winning, but he didn't give an official prediction.
No, he did not.
Okay.
I want you to see my kitty cat.
I see it.
What do you think of his spots?
I think they're great.
Cheetah.
New attitude, 31-17. Love it. Yep, same it, but very close to you guys. There you go. Rob says his score is very close, but he's going to hold it for tonight. If you guys want to know Rob's prediction, you have to tune in to the Dolphins pregame show on Dolphins Thursday YouTube channel. And don't forget, if you're up early and you're ready and you're hyped for this game and you want to talk some Dolphins, you want to watch some Dolphins content, don't forget tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time, Finn Stanza and I will be on live on the Finstock Sports Network, getting you ready for the game and for NFL Week 8 action, Week 9, right? Action.
I might have to pop in on you guys or something.
Hey, you're more than welcome. Ralph woke up today thinking it was tomorrow. I went back to 29-25 is George's prediction. DG Live. Guys, go check out his content as well. Awesome dude. Really, really appreciate him. The very close game. He says he doesn't think either team hits the 30s. That's how I feel. I think, again, if Miami's defense could hold Kansas City, who have not been able to really, they've had a 41. Let's see. They've scored 41 on the Bears, which it's the Bears. They've scored 31 on the Chargers, who have a terrible defense, low 30s, I think, or low 20s. Miami's defense could hold them to 27 points, and I'd count that as a win, especially if they could get up there. I know, Ralph. But the good thing, for Ralph, is that he doesn't have to wait long. Go to bed, wake up early, ball game. It's time. So, anyway. All right, Fish Tank, any final thoughts, sir, before we wrap it up?
No, my cat, who never comes around me, is all over me during this whole show. So this is my cat because Petey Squeak, that's Kelly's cat, and Ghosty Boo, that's his name, is Ghosty Boo. He's mine. So,
there you go.
But he's been all over me during this show. I don't know what. I keep putting him away, and he keeps coming back. There he goes, finally. All right. No, I've had a great show. I mean, I had a great birthday and all that, too. And I want to thank Evan for singing me happy birthday in 3 different languages and doing all that last week. So that was fun. I really think this is the game that Miami needs to step it up. And like you said, they can't be posers in this game. They have to show up. And if they don't show up on defense, all is lost. It's that simple. They have got to play defense. We haven't seen the defense on fire yet. Hopefully this is that game. I'm hoping that they, for me, I hope they put Ramsey on Kelsey.
Ooh,
That's what I hope they do. I hope they put Ramsey on Kelsey. And I'd love to see that the whole game, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. I mean, I just can't wait for tomorrow. It's such a big game. And imagine, I mean, how great would it be going into the bye at 7-2, so high on Miami, and what the NFL would be saying about the Dolphins. There's no more, they can't measure up to those games, because then they beat the AFC champion and Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, and if we lose, they're all going to be saying, oh, the posers, oh, the Dolphins. But you know what? We have the number one offense, don't we?
We have the number one offense in the NFL.
Guess
Win,
what?
lose, or draw. Win, lose, or draw. And that's what. Can I say this? I'm going to say this now because, post game is raw reaction. And I know my co-host on post game could get raw about it. If Miami drops this game tomorrow, if Miami loses this game, guys, let me just tell you right now, it's not over. Do not turn in your jerseys. Dolphins still number one offense in the NFL. Dolphins are still 6-3, number one team in the AFC East. Sometimes it takes teams a little longer to figure it out against those, because these guys are the real deal. The Eagles, the Chiefs, those are real deal teams. Okay. And not that all those wins count. 6 wins, those are still 6 wins against NFL teams. Of course, you got to win the games against the big dogs to prove that you're in their company. Sometimes it takes a little bit. If Miami loses, I'm going to say it right now, it's not over. It's not over. So don't burn the jersey. Don't do none of that. You're 6-3 going into the bye. But they won't lose. They're going to be 7-2. 28-27 is my prediction. Fish Tank goes 31-27. We're right there. He was going to say 28, but he said, since Bobby said 28, I'm giving him a field goal because he just never wants to say that me and him agree. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Come join us back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern time for the Dolphins pregame show. We'll obviously we'll talk on the Dolphins right before game time, and of course NFL. Fish Tank could join us. That would be pretty awesome. Till then, like, subscribe, and fins up. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Everybody.